advice.
Hey, one of the criticisms of Lonzo Ball was like his dad always did the talking for him. Mm-hmm. I mean, there is something.
Yeah.
Now, if Lonzo had been in the league 10 years, we wouldn't say that. But I've heard more people, I'm not one of them, but I've heard people say, Lonzo's not his own man. His dad's doing all the talking. Could I make the argument, dude, you're a quarterback. You can't have your mom representing you.
Well, I'm from the country, and I can't never love my mom enough.
It's not about love.
Looking at the camera, I love you so much, I can't love you enough. But I'm just saying, like, his mom knows his worth. He knows his worth. At this point, he's coming new to the league.
Would you let your mom represent you as an agent?
You know what? I represent myself.
Would you let your mom, that was your dodging, would you let your mom be your agent?
No, but I would let her handle my money, because that's basically what she's doing. She's not really representing him. She's basically handling his money. He's going to make all the decisions. That's all that really is. But who has who has your best interest at heart more than your mom? Nobody. So if that's the chance,
doesn't mean she's the best person to handle your money.
You're exactly right. But if I have to take a chance and go out with someone, I'm gonna go out with my mama. That's just real.
You wouldn't let her.
I understand that.
You know what? I'm with Jack on this, because one of the biggest mistakes I think young players make when we get this type of money or this type of opportunity is the first person we go to trust is an agent that we don't even know. We know nothing about them. We know their backgrounds. We know nothing. But we go immediately and say, oh, I'll give you 3%. 3% of what I work for, because what Lamar Jackson is about to get is already signed on the dotted line. Mm-hmm. Wherever he's slotted at, that's what number he's getting. Now, what I would tell him to tread carefully about with his mom is make sure you both understand the business wholeheartedly, all the way through. Seek advice.
That's hard, though.
But even if it's hard, Colin, I'm telling you,
experience is the best teacher.
It's sometimes sooner or later we got to change the narrative. Sooner or later we got to stop making all these agents rich. Man, we're making them filthy rich, wealthy.
What's the matter with making Eugene Parker rich?
What you mean? Why not make my mama wealthy?
Same difference.
Same difference. If we all go through the education process together, it's one of the things that I'm starting to teach now in a lot of business about financial literacy, about understanding what your money means for you. Not somebody else counting your money and tell you, hey, I think you should do this or I think you should do that. Like, how many guys do not have a structure set up when they start to receive that type of money?
I agree. Listen, moms are great.
They're amazing.
Particularly happen to believe I have the greatest one ever invented. So, but as an agent, as a financial advisor, there's preparation that goes into that. And I'm going to go real big picture here, because and I wish we had more time to talk about it, because this is a black issue. Black men and their mothers and how we interact. It's a major issue in a positive and there's some negatives or complications to it. But I'm going to ask both of y'all ever watch Roots? Mm-hmm. The TV? Go watch the first episode again and see how we were supposed to be trained as men, go off to manhood training, and come back. And even our mothers answered to us after we went through the manhood training. We're supposed to step up and be the leaders. And instead, we never break that cycle. And mama's leading. I know some people 50 years old, and mama's still the head of them. We have a cycle.
That's out of respect, though.
Yeah, he's changing the narrative.
Aren't there already? Lamar is one of those quarterbacks where half the league's in, half the league's not. It's not like Elway. Right.
Yeah, that's
so there's some questions. Couldn't I argue it kind of adds another question? Even if you're right, it's so unique.
It is.
That there's going to be a GM like, I just don't feel good with this. This feels youthful. Like, even if because there's already about half the league on him is like, what if another
but
four GMs...
But they do that about every black quarterback.
No, they don't.
No. Oh, my goodness.
No, they don't.
They say every black quarterback can't do this, can't do that. He should be a receiver. He should...
Nah, Deshaun Watson, Jameis Winston, there's a lot of guys.
It
used to be.
If her credibility...
Said the same thing about Mike Vick.
Right. If all the things that she knows, if they went into this together, I get it what you're saying, right? All you want to do is be informed. I get it. But if you have the same ability to go read the exact same books, to go study exact the way the contract negotiations go, Go what?
But Tom Conlon's got 25, 35 years of experience at it. That he trained for it for,
You're calling out the top of tops. Think about how
He's
many
Lamar
agents-
Jackson.
I graduated high school, no college degree. I negotiated my own extension while I was on a 2-year deal. 3 years, $30 million, my own extension with
Did
no
your mom
agent.
do it or did you
But
do
what
it?
I'm saying is anybody can learn it. It don't have to be somebody that's already doing it. Anybody can pick it up. We can comprehend.
Sooner or later, you got to start counting your own money. That's the narrative. If nothing he did with his mom,
If I can do it, his mom
sooner or
can
later
do it.
you got to start counting your own money. So I like it. I'm a
Who
ride
negotiates yours?
And his last name Jackson. I'm rolling.
You have a big agent?
I have representation.
Okay.
So does Ray. So does Steven.
No,
so
I
do
don't.
you.
I represent myself.
Really?
Archer's right there.
I can't wait.
I like Mr. Jackson.
I'm gonna take you to the cleaners.
Welcome back, Ray Lewis. TJ Hushmanzada are back. Let's move to New England, where the Patriots drama appears to have followed the team into the offseason. Reportedly, Gronk has been unhappy with the team for some time and even considered stepping away from football during training camp last year. Add this news to the Malcolm Butler decision and the rift with Tom Brady. Whitlock, are you concerned about the Patriots' culture and locker room?
Yes, and Tom Curran, who follows the team, said that there needs to be a major clearing of the air in the Patriots locker room, and I agree with him. I think this Super Bowl loss is going to haunt this team. There's been one team to lose the Super Bowl and come back and win it the next year. The 71 Dolphins turned into the 72 Dolphins. Other than that, when you lose that Super Bowl, and then I think when you lose it in the fashion that they did, where there's all these questions about Malcolm Butler, there's a stench in that locker room. Gronk has now said, we debated this 2 or 3 weeks ago, is it fun to play for the New England Patriots? The guy from Lance Johnson or someone from the offensive lineman from the Philadelphia Eagles said, more fun over here, Lane Johnson. And so, I think they have a festering problem in New England that Bill Belichick needs to address.
Well, the Patriots aren't player-driven. The Steelers are. New England beats them. Seattle is, went into the tank. The Cowboys are. New England's not. Everybody can have their own sort of culture. Baltimore was led by defense. Just always. Seattle led by defense. Not every culture has to be player-driven. By the way, Gronk's made a lot of money. Football's hard. Maybe he's just done with it. Some guys he's had a lot of injuries.
Players will snatch that steering wheel at some point if they don't like the way
in New England?
driving. Anywhere. If they don't like the way you drive it, eventually the players will snatch that steering wheel. And Bill Belichick, I'm telling you, it could happen to him.
I think every team is player-driven. Every team is player-driven. They're just kind of fed up. I was watching football this past fall, and it just tripped me out when I'm watching Patriots playing Miami Dolphins, and then I see a Gronkowski interview. I couldn't believe it. I want to talk about the celebration I did, but I'm scared that Bill's going to get mad at me. I really want to talk about it, but I guess I can't. I'm scared. You never hear players talk like that. Normally, hey, man, we talked about this celebration. This is what we're going to do. We just having fun. They are completely scared of Bill. It's a dictatorship in New England, and things are going to have to change or he's going to lose a team.
He did get to the Super Bowl.
No, I know.
Well, I mean, it's, in today's time, him getting to the Super Bowl, that's just something they do. They have to.
Soon as Brady leaves, let's see if they keep getting to the Super Bowl.
Because that's going to be the question. When Tom Brady leaves New England, what happens? But when you start to see the things that's starting to happen, whether it's Malcolm Butler, whether it's Gronk, whether it's Brady, Kraft, and Belichick, you ask yourself a real question, right? Anybody can make a house look like a home. But the only thing that makes a home is open communication, and it's not open communication right now. There's a lot of whispers. There's a lot of whispers, what you're talking about, TJ, what Gronk wants to say, what he really wants to do, what Brady really thinks, what Malcolm Butler now thinks. So you got all these whispers coming from New England. And then you ask yourself, wow, is this house really folding? Are New England on their way down? What I will tell you this, if I know anything about this team, they will use this again. And possibly, if somebody in the AFC does not change it, they will be representing the Super Bowl again next year.
I will say, we do have a little bit of a precedent. Bob Knight's brilliant. I mean, my high school ran the Bob Knight offense. Almost every high school ran the motion offense.
Yeah.
Bob didn't evolve. That is the one thing I worry about, because Bob Knight and Belichick are friends, is that sometimes people in power get older and they get less patient and they don't evolve with technology. Like my wife and I.
Changing.
And that's the problem. My wife and I always talk about that. We better learn technology because our kids know it.
Yeah.
Is Bill getting old and cranky?
Look, you're hitting a beautiful point. This past weekend, Steve Lavin and I were talking about the NCAA, and he gave me this great saying: if there's no evolution, there will be revolution. That's what's going to happen, I think, with the Patriots. Again, I'm from Indiana. I saw it happen with Bobby Knight. There was no evolution, and a revolution came and took him out in a heartbeat, just like that. And again, I just think Bill Belichick has some issues here in his locker room. Guys are making so much money. There's so much more mobility and freedom to move around. And his way isn't perfect. This Malcolm Butler thing leaves a stench. Guys in that locker, they don't have, this lack of communication that Ray's talking about. We just want to understand. We got to the ultimate game, and a guy that played 98% of the snaps leading up to the Super Bowl got none in the Super Bowl. I need an explanation.
Yeah, because, and I'm just being honest, in Baltimore, that ain't happening. If he can help us win this, we'll deal with whatever that issue is after this game.
That's exactly what I said.
There's no way our best cover man are not playing in the biggest game there is. There's no need to keep playing.
Well, if Belichick throws a chair this year, then we know for sure he's turned into Bobby Knight.
Time for last call. Let's start with Lonzo Ball, who is allegedly the future of the Lakers, but somehow just lost a shooting contest to Bow Wow, and it was caught on tape. Cowheard, should Lonzo be embarrassed by this?
No, Lonzo's actually shooting a lot better since December. Come on, I mean, even if you were a golf pro, you could play around with somebody and have a great shot.
Never happened to Tiger Woods.
Well, he's the greatest golfer of all time.
I know, and you got Lonzo Ball as the greatest rookie of all time.
He's had a very good last 15 games.
Look.
He's not a bust.
And first of all, Bow Wow actually, I think, was a pretty good basketball player. I think maybe he had a cup of coffee in college. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think he should laugh it off. And you're right, Lonzo Ball's shooting better. So when it comes to real time, I bet you he wouldn't beat Lonzo in a shooting contest in an NBA game. All right, let's move to the professional wrestling, where our very own Colin Cowherd was spotted last night at WWE SmackDown, getting into it with John Cena, posting a picture with some wrestlers. Are these wrestlers? And actually looking like he was having a pretty good time.
Yeah.
Cowherd, did your wife approve of your post-fight picture?
Well, of the beautiful, talented professional female wrestlers.
Yeah.
Listen, it was like a rock concert. If you haven't gone to WWE, it's loud. There's bikinis, there's fireworks, there's on-stage performance.
Oh,
yeah.
I like that.
There's a lot of interaction with the crowd. It was fun. I had a blast.
Did you meet Vince McMahon? Was he in the house?
No, I met Stephanie McMahon, his daughter. It's really a professionally run organization, and it was a hoot. We laughed for 2 hours.
I used to love wrestling when I was a kid.